I do everything for you. Let me ask you something. What have you done for me?
See, right there, that tells you everything you need to know about Shaeeda and Bilal's relationship. Hi, my name is James, and this is my take on reality. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about Shaeeda and Bilal and why their relationship is a complete crap show. Now, before I get started, I want to say that if you are subscribed to the channel, thank you so much because your support is really helping the channel to grow. If you're not subscribed, you too can participate in the party. So go ahead and give me that HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special down below. Hit the subscribe button and the bell for notification when I upload new videos. Thanks. Now let's get it. Now, when it comes down to it, like I said, the concept or the idea that he said, what have you done for me lately? What he was talking about specifically was the monetary contributions that he made to her life and what monetary contributions have you made to mine? Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's important. It doesn't matter how much of your spirit you give, how much of your body, how much of your time, energy, effort, any of that. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is ones and zeros. Did you add to my situation financially when I look at my bank book and I look at my balance sheet? Am I looking at positive numbers or am I looking at negative numbers? And the way he sees Shaeeda, he sees her as a bill. He sees her as something that he's paying for. And when he sees you as something that he's paying for, then you have, bottom line, you don't have a love relationship. You don't have a love affair. You have a transactional relationship where he's actually buying your time, and that's what he considers himself doing when it comes to Shaeeda. He doesn't see her as a partner. He doesn't see her as an equal. He sees her as a possession. She's something to be bought, sold, and traded in if necessary down the line, and she has to start recognizing that. I know that she said that from the entire time that this season is particularly started, she has started talking about she wants a baby, she wants a baby, she wants a baby, when she gonna have a baby. At the end of the day, girlfriend, you don't want a baby with a man who don't want you. You don't want a baby. You don't ever want a baby with somebody who don't want a baby. That's a monumental mistake, because at the end of the day, what are you going to beg to have a baby and then beg him to spend time with the baby that he don't want? He gave you the baby because that's what you said you wanted. And he doesn't want the baby. He doesn't want to spend time with the baby. He doesn't want to sacrifice for the child. She said a sly remark of, I get to spend time with my favorite person on earth until I have a child. Girlfriend, that's why he don't want to give you a baby. Because Bilal doesn't want the competition. He doesn't want it. He's paying for your time and attention, your undivided time, attention, and loyalty. He doesn't want to split that with anybody, including your child or the child that you guys are going to bear together. He doesn't want that. So when rubber meets the road, he's never going to give you a child. If he does give you a child begrudgingly because he feels as though this is something he has to do to try to keep you, he's going to give it to you, and he's going to hold it as a big old check mark on he gave you something or contributed something to you that he didn't want, and he made all these sacrifices. And he's going to throw it on top of the sacrifice list and on top of the sacrifice pile that he plans on burning in effigy against you. So you might as well recognize what your situation is. He doesn't want you. He doesn't see you as a person. He sees, like, basically, Shaeeda is a doll to him. He bought a living, breathing, animated doll. He wants somebody who's attractive, somebody who's good looking. He probably don't want no stretch marks on. What's the purpose of buying a brand new car if you're gonna have lines on it, or you're gonna have marks and marks on it? He doesn't see you as a person, and because he doesn't value you as a person, then he's not going to value your changes. He's not going to value your sacrifices. She gave up a lot. According to her, she gave up a lot to come here to America because she was known in her community. She was doing well in her community, and everything was going the way she liked it in her community. And she gave up all that, her friends, her family, so that she could come here and marry him because she wanted to build a life with him. He doesn't see that as a sacrifice. No matter how many times you say it, no matter how many times you proclaim it, he doesn't see it as a sacrifice. There's no value in that. As far as he's concerned, you were living in a hovel down on a third world country. He came down from a first world country. He brought you out of poverty, and he put you in a nice home, and he's giving you nice clothes and garments, and he's taking you to fancy places and restaurants, and he's doing all these nice things, and you should be thankful. You should be grateful. I'm sorry, he says you should be grateful. I don't really feel that she's being grateful. What he means is you're not sitting there kissing his behind because he's paying money. Every time he break his billfold out, he expects you to drop down on your hands and knees and worship the ground he walks on. And you need to get that thing in your mind. Just because you want something or you want somebody to be a certain way doesn't mean that they're going to be that way just because you will it into existence. That's not how life works. And there's a part of Shaeeda that makes me feel for her, but there's another part of Shaeeda that kind of wants me to shake her and just say, girl, you got to grow up. You have to grow up. Because this is not a fairy tale world. Like Bilal talked about a fantasy fairy tale world when it came to having children. The same reason why he said it's a fantasy fairy tale world and he doesn't respect her opinion is because he realizes how bad he's treating her and she's taking it. That's why he thinks that she lives in a fantasy world. She thinks that I'm a wonderful guy. She got to wake up from this fantasy. She think I'm doing all this because I love her. She got to wake up from this fantasy. She think that we're partners and we're somehow equal and even, and she's somehow contributing to my life. She needs to wake up from this fantasy. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you can't have these things with the people that you're in a relationship with. I'm not saying that you can't feel like your relationship is magic and the person that you're with is magic. But when a man look you in the face after you've been with him and you're sacrificing your time and you're married to him and technically you're still newlyweds and he says to you outright, what have you done for me? Then he's already letting you know and putting it on Front Street that you are not valuable to him. And you need to take that note and move on. My name is James. This has been my take on reality, and I'm out. 'Cause I've been living life right like I